What's up? This is Jeff from BKJmacTV, and this is the BKJmac podcast experience coming to you live from a rainy day in Brooklyn. Alright, so today we're going to talk about something very interesting in this episode 15. Today we're going to be talking about how this law student from Florida, was able to make it into the NBA draft, into the 2023 NBA draft. Unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it. Basically, this article was published in the New York Post. It was written by Mr. Mark Solomenov. Probably just butchered his last name. And basically, the title of the article is "Law Student Enters NBA Draft Through Loophole Despite No Hoops Experience." You heard it. He has no hoops experience, but was able to get himself into the NBA draft, the 2023 NBA draft. Okay, now for all you hoopsters out there who's playing basketball in gyms, basketball across the country, please listen to this and tell me what you think. Let's get into it. A law student from Florida is one step closer to showing he can handle himself in multiple courts. Jordan Haba, 21, discovered a loophole that allowed him to become eligible for Thursday's NBA draft despite having no prior experience playing basketball in college, high school, or middle school. So let me get this straight. He didn't play in college, he didn't play in high school, and he definitely did not play in middle school. But he got himself entered in the NBA draft. Unbelievable. Let's go on. "I made a bet with my friends, and I made it to the NBA draft," Mr. Hubble said in a May 18 TikTok that went viral with more than 3.2 million views. "I am now Jordan Haba, member of the 2023 NBA draft class, soon to be undrafted class." Basically what he said, undrafted class. Haba, an incoming student at Cardozo School of Law in New York, said he was bored one day and decided to read through the NBA's collective bargaining agreement. It wasn't until he scrolled to page 273 that he found the criteria for meeting draft eligibility. Yes, he said he was bored one day, and I guess he found the NBA collective bargaining a great read. Page 273, he discovers this outline. The Boca Raton, Florida native explained on TikTok that he was eligible because of several reasons, including graduating from a school in the United States within the academic year the draft is scheduled, while also being over 19 years old. Which is, interesting. Jordan Hubble, a lifelong Heat fan, graduated in December from the University of Florida with a degree in business, while minoring in entrepreneurship and communications. "You really have a 4-month window to really do this," Hubble told the Los Angeles Times. "And it's because of that window not many people are going to think to do it because they think, it's a waste of time. There's some paperwork to fill out, and it's what it really is, paperwork." So basically, it's paperwork that he had to fill out, and he was willing to do in the next 3 or 4 months to get himself into the NBA draft. The LA Times noted that among the nearly 300 people eligible for the draft, most of whom have played on the collegiate or international level, Heba is one of the 18 names listed in an unknown individuals category. Unknown. He made it to the draft to be included into the list of the unknowns. Heba is documenting his experience on YouTube, starting with a video in which he explained his correspondence with the league to confirm his eligibility. "The worst that happens is you get ignored. The best that happens, your life changes," Heba said in his first video. Initially, Heba was concerned he would be unable to attend the draft because of the cost of the tickets, but In the May 23rd TikTok, Hubba showed an email invite from a member of the Barclays Center social media team to take part in Thursday's facilities. In the week since he went viral, Hubba has received attention from the Brooklyn Nets, Toronto Raptors, Detroit Pistons, and even the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles. You gotta be kidding me. I think when I walked into the Barclays Center, I will get pretty emotional just because of how far this has come, Hubba told ABC7. It's what you dream of as a kid, like that small chance you get drafted. Yeah, that's not happening. Hubba has been active on TikTok, where he boasts over 96,000 followers sharing his experiences in New York City in the days leading up to the NBA draft. Though Hubba does not expect to be drafted, he is looking forward to being at the event and possibly shaking hands with the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. I think everyone has a dream to be a professional athlete when they're younger, Hubba told Forward, and I think it's pretty cool that like the average person just kind of found their way and with no ill intent, kind of just having fun. So basically he meant no ill intent, he was just having fun. And what he did was he got himself into the NBA draft. So this article was interesting to me because, I remember when I was his age, I wanted to be in the NBA, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know the process. I didn't know what to do, and people just discouraged you. And I could imagine everybody else being discouraged in entering the NBA draft, NHL draft, Major League draft, etc., 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 right? So now, but this kid who had no experience in middle school, high school, and college was able to fill out the paperwork and get himself into the NBA draft and be part of a category of the unknown. Just imagine how many hoopsters out there who don't even know, and they would love to get a shot, an opportunity. So the reason I highlighted his story was not because of the goofiness, it's because he opened a window of possibilities to many people that didn't even know, but now they know. They just gotta hire a lawyer or do it themselves. Like he did it himself and he was able to get through. So just imagine, I know this guy named Lorenzo, he was good at Brooklyn College. He played really good at Brooklyn College. Now, had he just did the paperwork and entered himself in the NBA draft, just the idea of just getting the paperwork and entering the NBA draft is just amazing. Just the idea of it. This kid just really just opened up possibilities of possibly just getting into the NBA draft. You may not be drafted during those 60 selections that teams make, but you could also be undrafted, depending on what talent level you have and whatnot, and get yourself invited into the summer league, which is in Las Vegas, and the tournaments, etc., etc. So I like to thank this kid, Mr. Hubba, for really just opening this door, creating a sense of awareness. He read the collective bargaining agreement and he really just opened his door. No one has ever done this before, and I think that's why he has such a large following and it went viral, because no one has ever done this before. Just imagine that now a person has an opportunity. All they gotta do is just read the collective bargaining agreement and just really just put their name in. It's a puncher's chance. You don't know if you might get drafted. You just don't know. And this kid really just opened the door from law school. He really just opened that door. So kudos to this kid for opening the door and the opportunity for many young people that's hungry to make it into the league but have no idea. Just read the paperwork, read the collective bargaining and see what happens. That's basically all it takes. It's a dream that could actually become reality one day. You just never know. You just got to point it. You just got to read and do the paperwork. Remember, it takes 3 to 4 months to get the paperwork into the league office. Get it done if you're trying to make it into the league. Like a realistic chance if you actually have ball experience playing in middle school, high school, college, etc., etc. So that's for those folks out there. The dream is never gone. Just read and see what happens. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode by BKJmacTV. Peace, love, always, and one.